Hi everyone, I'm Candace with Skylight Coaching, and in this video I want to be talking about some quick and super easy things that you can do to completely shift your focus and change how you feel right now. So as many of you know, I do book study and implementation coaching through a variety of different books, but one of them is Awaken the Giant Within with Tony Robbins. Now this is an older book, but it is full of great information, useful information that if you apply it, you start to see results immediately. And in one of the chapters here, he talks about how questions direct our focus. And whatever we're focusing on is going to determine how we feel. But very often, we have these questions going on in our mind that are very disempowering. We repeatedly ask ourselves questions like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get this together? Or how am I ever going to make this work? And we not only ask a disempowering question, but we ask it in the most disempowering way, in a way that expresses doubt in our own mind of our own ability to create and to make a change in our life or to do anything different. I have a story. I have a friend and also a client that I was talking to, and he was really nervous because he was about ready to go on a date with this woman, and he just felt like she was completely out of his league. And I'm sure you've been there, right? Where you're getting ready to go on a date or an interview, and somehow it feels like the evaluation is all one way, like it's all coming at you, and you need to get this person's approval. You forget that it's a two-way street and that both parties are basically being evaluated. And he was just telling me that he was feeling insecure, and he's just like, I don't know, she's just different than me, and I don't know if I'm, in her league. And I said, all right, why don't you do this? Take out a list or a piece of paper, and I want you to make a list. I want you to make a list of all of your positive qualities. What is it that you bring to the table? And at first he kind of sat there, and I said, here, let me help you. I'm going to list a few things that I think are great about you, and I want you to finish the list. And the question, though, is what do I bring to the table? What do I have to offer? And this is a great thing to do before you go into a job interview. This is a great thing to do if you've just been super negative and thinking about all the things that are wrong in your life and just, I don't like this and I don't want that. Ask yourself, what do I like? What do I want? And at first, what you may notice is that you might get nothing. You might be drawing a blank, and that's fine. Keep asking the questions. Keep doing it repetitively. What do I bring to the table? And I highly recommend writing it down. And the reason is because when we try to do things in our head, we get distracted very easily. And when we write it down, we can stay focused longer, but then we also have a list to go back to should we forget, and we don't have to go through the whole process again, assuming that we even did it in the first place. And it can really solidify the more empowering questions, such as, what is it that I bring to the table? And he wrote out this list of as many things as he can think of. And sometimes it's helpful to have a goal in mind of 20 things that you think that you bring to the table, or 20 things that you're grateful for. And it's kind of funny, sometimes people will be on a rant about stuff that they don't like and what they don't want. And you'll say, okay, well, what do you want? But there's so much momentum going towards all the things that they don't want that then they continue to tell you about all the things that they don't want. And it takes, a little bit of pushing. Okay, I've heard what you said about what you don't want. What do you want, and why do you want it? And just writing this simple list will help you shift your focus and start moving up the vibrational scale, as Abraham Hicks, one of my favorite speakers and authors, talks about. Is there's this vibrational scale that we're on, and we don't go from depressed and exhausted to elated and happy in a second. There's kind of a working your way up the scale, and shifting your focus kind of feels like that. At first, not a lot of information is coming to you, but the more you ask the question and the more you start focusing on it, the more momentum you build in that direction, and the easier it becomes. And if you do this exercise for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, if that's all you've got, it is a great way to just shift your focus and to start feeling better. So, quick and easy tool, ask yourself a very specific and empowering question to shift your focus and feel better now. And if you would like more tools and skills and you would actually like to do them and follow through and start to see amazing changes take place in your life, please visit me at skylightcoaching.com. I would love to work with you. And just to make sure that we've got a good fit going on, I do a complimentary 30-minute session so we can kind of talk about what some of your goals are. Maybe we can even do a couple exercises. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you soon.